Hi everyone, my name is Sadie, and today I will talk Beluga, Delphinapterus, leucas, ethogram, a tool for Cook Inlet Beluga conservation. And let's do introduction. And what's ethogram? Ethogram is a list of behavior or actions displayed by animals, and it can avoid subjective inference as to their possible purpose. At the same time, ethogram can serve as a reference to understand basic species traits and to inform species management decisions. So, ethogram it can aid conservation decisions and reduce the loss of biodiversity. And the conservation of system species may benefit from ethogram use, as systems are known to display behavior changes. And so we study population is beluga, and it's Cook Inlet stock of beluga whales, and we call it CIBWS. And CIBWS is geographically isolated from other beluga population for over 10,000 years. And the size of the CIBW population decreased by half between 1994 and 1998. And CIBW is the most genetically distinct of the species. And so our study is hope that this beluga whale ethogram will serve as a reference for future behavior study of CIBWs and even other beluga populations. And so let's look at material and methods. And our study area is in Cook Inlet. And Cook Inlet, which is located in South Central Alaska and covers an area of 20,000 square kilograms. And you will see it's located in the middle. And our behavioral study will conduct in Eagle Bay and Eagle River, and which are located upper of Cook Inlet. And our observation use binocular to observation belugas. Sorry. And observation track a group of a while of 20 minutes, and we define the activity based on the behavior stats of the majority of whales. And the Eagle Bay and Eagle River, as you see, is in there. And the gray color is land, and river is leaves. You see? Yeah. And the map of Eagle Bay and Eagle River is divided into 48 grids. And each grid represents a 1 square kilogram area. And so you will look that this map has 3 nodes. And it's Eagle River, and then we have North Bay and South Bay. And we use tide to divide. And the tide cycle was divided into 6 quarters. And you will see this is air above, air below, flow above and flow below, and low and not high. Because in the high tide, beluga will not observe it in the bay. And you will see above was blue and others are purple. Because we find the beluga's behavior and ebb above will different from this. Okay. And let's do the results and discussion. And ethogram. Ethogram in total we catalog the behavior stats and events displayed by the Cook Inlet beluga whales in Eagle Bay and Eagle River. And you can see stats including milling and traveling, and events including bubbling, fast dive, feeding, snorkeling, flapping, floating, normal dive, prey pursuit, side scanning, social interaction. And so we will show some behavior to you. This is traveling. This is beluga, not tissue paper. Okay, you will see the whales moving in an undulation way. They will move on same way and straight. And so what about mulling? You will see this tip. No, beluga, this beluga in there, and it nests on industrial. It nests on it will be there. And do you see? It will there and there and there. So it's not straight. So it different from the traveling. So it's surfing in constant varying direction. So about bubbling. Do you see bubbling? Let's see again. Bubbling. So it means what? It means the whale blows and creates bubbles on the surface or under the water. And what about feeding? This is fish. So feeding is a prey is observed in the whale's mouth. And this is tail, beluga's tail. So tail up, it means whale is diving. Okay. And let's do some picture. And you can see this is about traveling. And the number on the picture is meaning positively correction. And traveling is significantly more like occurred in Eagle River, like either North or South Eagle Bay. And it means what? It means the belugas are more likely to be found in the river than any other area of the bay when traveling. So what about meaning? Meaning is more meaning in the north and south area of the bay as compared to the river. The higher probability may be due to the fact that milling costs more time and it needs more space to do. What means? It means traveling, you need to is set. And milling, it may be this. So it costs more time and it needs more space to do. So that maybe is why more milling in the north and south area of the bay. And the behavior pattern is played by CIBWS in relation to location within Eagle Bay and tide station level. And CIBWS more frequently travel in Eagle River than Eagle Bay. And it has one possible explanation. The current of Eagle River forces the whales to continue travel with the river current. And what this study has limited? Its limitation about the behavior sampling in the study area is limited to activity above the waterline due to the in-streaming tubery of study area. So the water is so dirty, so you cannot see belugas clearly. And it is also possible that the whales may display behaviors built out in Eagle Bay that would not be entirely visible as observation station and the mouth of Eagle River. And what about the ethogram you can do? As the purpose, we mentioned the conservation. The goal of this study was to develop an ethogram for CIBWS and enhance understanding of CIBW behavior patterns. And our study will mention the frequency of CIBW behavior patterns relative to naturally occurring factors. And we hope that our ethogram will encourage more behavior studies. So conclusion is further studying behavior observation of CIBW in Eagle Bay and Eagle River concurrently with maritime operation will allow for comparison of the observed CIBW behavior with them without human distribution. And that's empowering researchers to quantify the response of CIBWS to that operation. So that's conclusion. And thank you for watching.
9 minutes, 48 seconds. Ray. Alex. Hey.
Could you explain the milling and traveling again and the turbidity of the water is dirty, so you can see how they're moving under the water, right?
Okay. And we will say the duty of study area because our ethogram is not only milling and traveling, including bubbling and maybe feeding and tail up. But it including some like phase dive and normal dive, it will be disappear. So if the water too dirty, you will not see clearly. Okay.
Next.
Can you say
Ray.
more about the app above? Difference between another app type, app above, difference between another app.
Oh, okay. And this is the in fact, app above has different from this is the result of the after the calculate. Yeah, so it have divided into the list five any first time. But you will see the you will see this. And this graph is take the app above type, and this is other. And so their difference is the result. After observation and we are and our aid and calculate.
Did she answer your question?
Okay.
Yeah, I will comment on that. Ray.
There are so many factors might influence your observation. So, like the weather, or the water is not clear enough. So, how can you prove the probability of the traveling is the number is correct?
Oh yeah. So so this study for is correct. It has many times to do that. It do this study for 5 years, and only the more observation and we can measure results can more correct.
Okay, we move on. Alex.
The water level influence the observation.
Yeah, just like this. You can see the station and the mouth of Eagle Rivers observe. It will not clear can see the belugas what doing, but you can find so you can see is the limit, the water line is the limit of this study.
Volunteer question, Annie. Okay, one. Sorry,
Jessie,
okay.
can you go to the page is about methods? Yes. And how do you separate these three areas?
The papers don't mention, but I guess maybe it's the river is okay and bay is so wild. So North Bay and South Bay maybe is the upper and lower of this location. So it will divide into 3 zones to do this study.
Any more? Okay, Chris.
Methods part to the well.
To
It's previous page. Oh, no, it's okay. So how do you define the majority of the well?
Oh, and you can look. You can look. We will check a group of wells of the 20 minutes, and the first 10 minutes we will count the group of wells. We will count the group of wells, and you will be know the. For example, the group is 50 wells. And you will know maybe you find the 40 wells they are traveling, it can call majority.
Okay. So I think one question I have for this for your talk is here you talk about many different types of behavior.
Yes.
But at the end you just show the results of actually only 2.
Yeah.
So what happened to the other behavior?
Oh, this study's goal is the introvert, and at the same time it made some discussion of these 2 pictures, but only for the milling and traveling, because the stats, including milling and traveling, and stats are more easier to observation, and other events about including this. Is for ethogram, only for ethogram.
Only for ethogram. I don't understand what that means. But you are actually presenting the results of ethogram, or?
The ethogram is. Can I look at the paper?
Sure.
And its ethogram is. With this. And it has explained about all the events and all the steps, but at the same time, it only do the picture of the milling and traveling.
Which means for the others, they actually have some observation, but in descriptive way. Is that right? Because here this is a description of the belugas events. Okay, because I have the main feeling for this talk is there was too little results.
I know.
Yeah, although I know that in the paper there was only 2 figures, which is the limitation of the paper itself. But I would say you probably should find some way to present some of the descriptive results. Otherwise, the talk was a bit empty because of the lack of concrete data. So, for example, here you have 2 results, and then you start a series of discussion. But at some point, you start to talk about some really abstract things to me, like further standardized behavioral observations, blah, blah, blah. This is a little bit abstract, 抽象. Yeah. So I'm actually more, or I think maybe the class is more interested in knowing the behavior of beluga, not these technical things, like what can we do in the future. This is not worthy slides. Of course, we know there are many, many more things that can be done. But here it's better to present what has been done from the study. Yeah.
Because in papers goal is to do the ethogram, and it will be a tool for conservation. It's so emphasize on conservation.
Yeah, I know it has a point on conservation, but you have to be careful because conservation is very often empty words. So you need to really show how your data can support that. Otherwise, you just say we should make more measurements, we should cooperate maybe with military, I'm not sure what that means, or many other things. This sounds a bit empty. Yeah, you can always draw a lot of future pictures, but this doesn't help the presentation. It's better to show what has been done, and then you can probably tell us, is it? Because there's a question mark, which means the author might have questions for themselves. So you probably can tell us what's their conclusion. Is it a tool or not? Just say it shortly. And then I think, is there a purpose slides? No, you talk about the beluga. And then, so you need to add a purpose slide. And then, regarding the tides, this is very abstract. So I forgot already what's the meaning of each word. So the better way to show that is always to think of tides as sine wave. And then you draw, for example, F tide upper half should be this. Right? It's F tide and upper half, and so on. So you put all the words on the sine wave, then people have better feeling how does the water level change over time with regard to the words. And then some common things like, this is good to have these videos, and it's also good that you can try to explain some of the discussion with your body language, which is also good. But here you forgot to explain, for example, what's the gray bar and what's the dark bar. So always remember to introduce your figure, especially on the teeth. So you have to spend some time on that. And then I think it's also very common that the discussion and even the conclusion is not conclusive. As I have mentioned many, many times, you have to distinguish conclusion and implication. Conclusion is what you have found in your own study. And this is more like a future work. Yeah. So you can have a slide saying future work, but conclusion should be conclusion. Okay. And next time, I would encourage you to reduce some, like this, can be taken out, and to add more about what has been found with regard to beluga's behavior, and then you give us a specific slide telling us, is it a tool? Regarding the type, is it a good tool? And then what's the limitation? Good and bad. Now to answer that specific question. Okay, so let's next study. So next week we have Ray, Amy, Charlie, and me.
Hey.